The Scary Show is proud to partner with
Infinite Psychosis!
We're gonna say goodbye to the scary show. We're gonna say goodbye to the scary show. We're gonna say goodbye to the scary show. We're gonna say goodbye to the scary show.
From the moment I decided to create The Scary Show, I knew that it had to be different than what I'd been listening to. It couldn't be monotone, and it couldn't be the same reused music over and over again. No. It had to be colorful, and it had to have emotion. It couldn't sound like a weekly book report with Halloween music in the background, reading a description of this cryptid and that cryptid from a description straight off of Wikipedia. So, with a few cardboard boxes for noise cancellation and a $20 headset mic from a local warehouse store that I'm not going to mention here, I set out to give the very first episode of The Scary Show its signature sound. Grungy, deliberate, and always colorful. The original intro of The Scary Show was put together with props from the dollar store and spray paint, along with a cardboard house that I'd made myself. With green cloth behind it and a cell phone in my hand, I set out to give The Scary Show its homemade look. Every 6 months, I would redo the intro from scratch in a whole different way with songs I wrote myself.
Living in a scary house!
Welcome to the Scary Show. To the Scary Show. To the Scary Show.
Welcome to The Scary Show.
Here he comes, here he comes.
Boogeyman living in a scary house, telling us scaries with a stitched up mouth.
Welcome to the Scary Show, the home of grunge storytelling. Welcome to the Scary Show, the home of grunge storytelling. Welcome to the Scary Show Unplugged. Welcome to the Scary Show, the home of grunge storytelling.
The original characters featured on The Scary Show, the ones I created, each have their own backstory, both in universe and in reality. The formula was elementary to me. A little bit of talent mixed with past trauma and some technical know-how in order to bring each character to life. Other times, something as simple as a picture of a burst pipe or the suggestion of incorporating an old record player were all I needed to take flight. Well, that and a little bit of caffeine.
The Scary Show is not where you go to hear and see the same old, same old. The Scary Show is where you go for something different. Not just different stories, but different concepts. The Scary Show is the innovator of grunge storytelling. Where else can you get weekly stories, the occasional cooking show, and full-on interactive adventures?
You have heard it said, to all good things must come an ending. After every good day, there must come a time to rest. Today, we are gathered here to bid farewell to the Scary Show. Yes, the weekly show that we all loved officially ends here. But some endings are beginnings in disguise. Although we lay this channel to rest here and now, signs and whispers allude to yet more stories begging to be told. Perhaps in another time and place, the boogeyman with the stitched up mouth will speak it into existence. Can I get a ooh-wee? I said, can I get a ooh-wee?
The whole thing about likes shares, subs, and comments, you don't really know how important that is to a channel until it's your channel. This algorithm nonsense that came about, I don't know when, but it has stifled a lot of creators, giving rise to the kind of AI trash and nonsense that populates a lot of YouTube. Talent should be allowed to shine, like it did in the old days of YouTube, where every channel was more or less a passion project. But times change, and in order to stay relevant, so too must the creators.
Anything you say can and will be written into a story. Never was that more true than when a simple suggestion of a record player gave birth to the Wendigo. Just like how the suggestion of why not do it yourself gave birth to this scary show. If you want something done right, create it yourself.
Well, this is sort of depressing. The end of the scary show. I guess the old bag of spuds has gone bad. Sure smells like it. Maybe if I just... Arise! 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 Get up, I say! Get up, I say! Get up! Ah, come on! Well, so long. Dang it.
Shout out to Hood Horror for giving me one of the best endorsements ever. Scary sets us free, but it was Hood Horror who helped us be heard. I want to thank every fan who tuned in for 52 weeks every year. I want every fan to know that they motivated me. And because of that motivation, the Scary Show was that much better every week. But now it's time for something new and different.
Now, Big Mary the Gravekeeper was born different. Now, back in the day when you were born different, your family would feel shame, especially if they considered themselves like uppity folk. So they left her at the church house, and she grew up around the church, and they was strict, but they was loving and teaching her how to read and how to write and all that. And even though she was kind of off and probably, like what we would call autistic today, she still kind of picked up on it, enough to help her get by. Because now when she tried to go to school, the other kids would make fun of her so bad. And back then, wasn't no special needs programs. It wasn't like you went to a separate class. They all was in the same class for the most part. And it kind of just, it wasn't first grade, second grade. It was based off where you was at on your reading and math and all that stuff. Now, Mary, she was a savant. That's somebody who can just do one thing on like a superhuman level. And she was an amazing worker and had the strength of 6 men. The reason they say 6 men, because she could carry them caskets by herself. And as you know, at a funeral, it takes 6 men to carry a casket. Now, women back in these days was built different now. They was like walking tanks already. So just imagine, a woman back in the early 19, late 1800s. And then on top of that, she crazy strong too. Because these women nowadays, they ain't built like that. They tough, but they might got a big mouth and all that junk, but the women back then was different. Now, she did a great job working around the church, keeping the grass cut, keeping the bushes nice. She had knocked down trees, bent them over and tear them down. Whatever needed to be done, she did it. And people around the neighborhood hired her to do little tasks around their houses. And people weren't really creeped out by her none, but the kids was. And they made jokes and games about her. And they say that's where the song Miss Mary Mac, y'all dressed in black came from. And they made a game out of going to the graveyard after the sun went down. And they would play the clap game. And by the end of the 3rd verse, Mary was supposed to appear and take one of them to her cabin and get them ready for burial.
Take it away, Miss Mary. Take it away to its final resting place.
Miss Mary Mac, all dressed in black with silver buttons, all down her back.
Thus was the end of the Scary Show. Survived by its many characters and unique creators.